Hello and welcome again to Nomad's World. If you've watched a couple of my early videos, I've pretty much got the audio and the video quality improved. And we're going to start off Season 1, Episode 0. Now what I'm intending to do in this episode is give a little brief overview of the interface and how to create the world and look around a little bit. And then in episode 1, we'll actually get started on playing. So let's get started. We're going to hit play. And as you can see here, I have a few worlds that I've played a little bit. This is Realms. I don't do Realms. I don't get into playing on those and paying the extra fee, so I just play on my own computer. I actually have 2 accounts, so I'm able to play with a friend of mine when he comes over. And so we've got our own world, and then I've got a couple of, let's see, this one here is the one I was playing for a while recently. This is my second survival world, so I played that one for quite a while. And then Stronghold Village, I was working on creating a world that had a lot of stuff in it, a lot of content, but kind of put all those on hold. So what we're going to do, up here you got the worlds that you've got created on the computer. Friends, if you've got Xbox friends that play, you can bring them in here and you can play on their worlds, or they can join yours if you've given permission. Servers, so you can go in here, and this is different from Realms, so you can actually go in here and play on these ones. Haven't done that myself. I typically just, like I said, I just play on my own and learn as I go and create content, create farms and whatnot to for my own enjoyment. So we're going to create a new one, and these are templates. Now most of these I got from this last holiday season. There was 12 Days of Christmas, so I've got a bunch of these. I got all 12 days worth of Christmas gifts, and these ones, as you can see, are locked, so I can't, unless I could click on these and pay Xbox money, which I have 0, but you can go in and you can pick one and purchase it and play some content that has been created by other people. And it tells you who created them. Like this one here, Minecraft actually created that one. Pixel Heads, I've seen lots of stuff from them. I don't know, I don't recognize these other names, but they probably got a bunch of other stuff too. So we're going to create a new world, and it gives you a little window here. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is where you're going to start. Alright, you got some settings on this side. Game settings, multiplayer settings, we're going to ignore that. Resource packs and behavior packs. Now these, typically you're going to start off with just the regular ones. Alright, ignore this one. This one's a mod I installed at one point. It works, but it's kind of tricky to work with. Got lots of other packs down here. They're all locked, meaning that it costs Xbox money, Xbox coins in order to install them. So global resources, behavior pack, we're going to go with the default. There's no others in there. And you can, like I said, you can install mods and whatnot and add different resource packs and behavior packs. And but we're just going to go with the regular ones. We're going to call this Nomad's World Season 1. There we go. You can go survival, creative. We're going to stay in survival. Creative allows you to just build. You don't have to mine. You don't have to do anything. Everything's given to you. But we want to show you the everything in the game. So survival is the way to go. I'll also create a creative world where I'll do some tutorial. I'll show some various things occasionally. But mostly I'm just going to play in the game, show you, teach you various aspects of the game. Normal, peaceful, easy, normal, or hard. We're going to go with easy. Now, if you go peaceful, your mobs won't spawn. Okay, you just get the animals, the cows and chickens and sheep and pigs and whatnot. You won't get any zombies, skeletons, no matter whether it's daytime or nighttime. Easy, they do less damage to you. They're easier to kill. As you go up, they have more health. They do more damage to you. And you also get some harder to beat mobs monsters that will spawn and more frequently. There'll be more of them, and it can get pretty hectic if you don't know what you're doing. World preferences. This gives you a map that you can start off. We're going to go ahead and just so I can show you what this looks like. I don't typically start with either of these. A bonus chest, this puts it right where you start. There's a chest that has some useful items in it. It's random, you never know what you're going to get. Trust player permissions, this is if you have somebody join your game. We're just going to leave that alone. Infinite world, you can go flat, infinite, or old. If you go flat, you get no hills, no trees, no nothing. It's just a flat world. And it'll just go on forever. You still get spawns and everything, but it's a little bit more tricky because you don't have some of the resources immediately available. You can still get stuff, but because there's no trees, it takes a while to find some wood. Once you've got some wood, then you can, like some saplings, then you can plant those and start up a tree farm and create, then you'll have your wood source. Old, I believe that's the boundaries. You can only go just so far before you run into a wall, and that's useful if you have several people playing on an old computer that doesn't have a lot of hard drive space, or if you just want the creative challenge of only being able to go just so far. You only have just so much resources. I always play in infinite. That gives me you can go as far as you want. I've got lots of hard drive space on my computer, so the file size, it doesn't really get that big. It'll get a little laggy if I get too big, but we won't let it get that far. The seed. This can be a number. You can type in whatever in here, and it will generate the world based on this seed. If you're familiar with games, you already know what the seed is. For those not familiar with this, this is like you throw in a number here. We're going to just throw in like this. This would be considered a seed number. Now I don't remember how long this number can be. It can be everything from it can be a 0. It can be a negative number. I think you can type in words, and it'll generate based on that. I don't know if typing in ocean will actually give you an ocean seed or not, but we're just going to type in a random number here because I haven't really looked at any particular seed as being what I want to use, so we're just looking for something random. Just so you see, you can also choose one of these options here, like a cliffside village. So you got some cliffs, looks like there's some mushrooms nearby, and there's like a village nearby. It looks like there might be a witch hut here too, fairly close. That could be useful, but we're not going to pick any of these. Coastal village. Having a village close by is very useful. It gives you some benefits, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to let it generate randomly, and then we'll just find a village from there. Epic cliffs. As you can see, these are kind of some funky cliffs here. Ice spikes. This is where you get some tall spires of ice that grow in a snow area, and of course it's got a village here. Jungle temple. This is like a dungeon. This is like a Minecraft uses the term dungeon for something else, but it's basically a spot that has something to do. You can go there and you can explore it. There may be traps. I've never actually explored a jungle temple, so I don't know if there's what this one entails. But if you had a desert temple, there's actually a trap in there. But there's some loot that you can get. A Mesa Plateau. This gives you a very unique building blocks that you can mine. Haven't ever really messed with these kind of blocks. I'm not sure if some of these are clay or not. Mostly clay is in the water, in the rivers and whatnot, but some very unique colors to play with. Mountain View Village, Mushroom Island. Hopefully we won't get an island, but it's fine if we do. Ocean Monument ahead. That's another place like the Jungle Temple, but this one's in the water and quite dangerous. More for an advanced player. Savannah Island. So you got an island that has some trees, but not much of anything. You know, it's pretty spread out. Snow days. So you start in a snowy area. Stronghold Village. That's one of the ones I've actually played with. Sunflower Field. So you get a bunch of sunflowers in a big open, somewhat flat area. I mean, it's obviously terraced here, but if you were looking to flatten an area, this would be one to choose. But as you can see, there's not much in the way of trees, so you'd have to go somewhere and find some trees. Survival Islands. This is my one that I've been playing around on a little bit. Basically, you can do the challenge of where you just start on this one island and you don't go to any of the other islands. That's the challenge, is to stay on your island. You can mine down, you can build up, you can build down, you can build out a little bit, but the challenge is to not really utilize anything other than what's on your island. But I mean, obviously you can travel out to the other islands, and there's ocean monuments out there, and not much for villages. I did find one village in there on the server I was playing on. There's a bay that could be kind of fun. Winding river, lots of water in the way of anything you're gonna build, but Village Island is basically you start like you're starting on a survival island, but you've got a village to start with. That could be extremely helpful. And a vast desert oasis. This looks like a structure here, but I've never seen this. I've never done this one before, but I'm guessing that there's a temple or two fairly close by in this desert. So lots of sand. That could be useful if you were gonna do a lot of work with glass. So we're gonna go ahead and choose a random number. Let's do 5. That's it, just 5. I have no clue where that's gonna put us. So if you're wanting to play along, the seed number, that'll take you to the world, so you'll be able to play on the exact same starting spot as I start on. And it won't be in my world, it'll be in your own, but you'll have the same layout. The world will look the same. Show coordinates, I always like that. shows the X, Y, and Z coordinates. Or I'm sorry, it's X, Z, Y. I don't know why their coordinates are the way they are, but you have the X coordinate and then your altitude coordinate and then your Y coordinate. So we'll talk about that in the game. Fire spreads, yes. TNT explodes, of course it does. It doesn't go. Mobs, yeah, we want them to drop loot. Natural regeneration, yes, we want everything to regenerate. So like the grass and whatnot, it'll keep growing. Activate cheats. We want to do that. Now this deactivates your. It won't do it now. Doesn't matter. This really doesn't matter because we're not going to have people joining us in game, most likely. One second here. All right, a little cough there, a little tickle in the throat. So activate cheats. So these are all the cheats. These, when you activate them, this is going to deactivate the Xbox achievements. We're not really concerned about that in the game or in this series, so we're just going to go ahead and activate that. The reason for that is this one right here. Keep inventory. If we die, which might happen due to me talking and not paying attention to what's going on around me, I might die, and it would be shameful to lose anything that we have in our inventory at the time. But that's a useful challenge to yourself. If you want to challenge yourself, is to anytime you die, that everything drops. If you die in the lava, all your stuff burns up. If you get killed out in the world on regular ground, your stuff drops on the ground. If you can get back to it, you can pick it back up. And unless zombies or skeletons pick up some of your equipment. Always day. No, we want it to cycle through from day to night and back. We want the weather to cycle so that we get rain and thunderstorms and whatnot. Let's see, what was the other one? Mob spawning, yes, we want spawns. We want this one. I also like to have turned on. This allows you to the only one I know of that this for sure that this works with is the creeper. The creeper explodes, and when it gets near you, and when it explodes, it does damage to you, and it does damage to its surrounding. It creates a little crater, it damages any structures, and if you're working on something, it'll damage it. This will keep damage from happening to the world. You'll still receive damage yourself, which is fine. I mean, that's what it's, mobs are supposed to kill it, supposed to attack you and supposed to hurt you and try to kill you. But we're going to go ahead and allow ourselves to not have anything damaged. Entities drop loot. This is mobs. Well, mobs are this one here. This is other entities. Mobs are, I guess, considered an entity. Basically, anything that moves, like I think pistons, mine carts. There's a variety of things. I haven't gotten too involved in understanding what entities are and whatnot, but yeah, if it gets destroyed or whatever, we want it to drop the loot. We don't want it to just drop nothing. We want to get our stuff. So that should do it for all of these settings. Let's go ahead and create, and we're going to talk about the interface. let's take a look real quick. Oh, hey, look, we got some giant mushrooms over here. Got trees, got a little hill over here. Sun's going up, so that's got to be the east. So there's your north and your south, or your west and your south that way. So let's, just so that I always like to differentiate my directionals. This is north. And we'll pick up these blocks because they can be useful. So there's north. Maybe we'll fill it in with some sand, make it nice, you know, against the green background, a little contrast. So this is our chest that our bonus chest. I don't usually start with one, but it's got some torches around it so that if you are off over here, not paying attention, that you go, hey, you know, there's a chest over here. You know, it's like, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to collect all this stuff here. Now what I'm doing is I'm hitting the left mouse button. That's causing me to attack or use an item. There's on the right mouse button, if I use that, then I'm placing the dirt block that I have highlighted. See the hot bar at the bottom, the little white box around number 1. If I go 2, that's the torch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you got 1 through 9 on your keyboard, so I can place blocks like this using the right mouse button. Let's grab all these back again. And if I hit, let's talk about movement real quick. On the keyboard you have several keys that do various things for you. We'll start with movement. That's the A, S, D, and W keys. A and D being your left and right. So I'm going A, D, W, S, forward, back, W, S. And I'm using the mouse to look around, so if I hit the forward and then I start to turn, my character goes in the direction that he is looking. Obviously he's not going to be able to go straight up or straight down, but standard gravity and physics apply for the most part. Jumping, spacebar, so you get down here and you're trying to go up. You can't go up unless you jump and go forward. If you get right here and jump, you can't get up there unless you're going forward. So you go forward and jump, and you can jump around. And let's see, there's crouch. That is the shift key. So that I use my pinky to hit the shift key, and as you can see, there's a little in the upper left hand corner is my little avatar, wearing a little blue shirt, blue pants, or aqua shirt, so he's crouched down, so if he needs to get through something, under something, or kind of duck from cover. Also in the upper left hand corner is the coordinates, so again that's X, Z, Y. So if I'm going, there's the Y coordinates going one direction, as it'll go into the negatives. Okay, left or forward, either way, going this way. So east and west is your X coordinate, north and south is your Y coordinate, and the middle coordinate is your Z coordinate, which is your altitude or elevation. which goes from 0 to 255, I believe, or maybe 254, since 0 is considered one of the numbers. You can't get to 0. There's bedrock in the way. You can't break that. There's ways to do it, but we're not going to touch on that. And you can't build past 254 up there. You can see a cloud right there. You can actually build. That's not. You can build up above that. That's only at like 100 and something. So you can build quite a ways up above the clouds. And the clouds move. Gives it a nice little feel to the game. They don't move very fast. When the weather changes to rain, it just happens. It doesn't, like clouds move into, it doesn't fill in with all white and then turn to gray and then start raining. It just changes. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this chest real quick. To open it, right click. Up here you've got the items that are in the chest. This is my inventory, and then this is my hotbar. I'm going to move these torches over here. I always like them on the 9. This dirt we'll put over here. Empty locator map. We'll take a look at that in a second. And we're going to take all this stuff. Now you can left click to pick up an item, drag, and then drop it. Just left click again, it'll drop. Left click, left click, left click, left click. Some items will stack, so these are, you can do this or you can do that. And it gives you a 2, telling you how many you got. And 2, so that's 4. And you can also right click, and if you right click on this with 2, it'll take half the stack. So if I take these and go there's 4, and I hit right click, that's 2. Alright, you can also hold down the shift key and left click, which will cause these items to automatically go into the first hot slot or hotbar slot. Once the hotbar is full, then they will start going into your inventory, and it'll obviously work left to right, top to bottom, so it fills in the hotbar, and then once the hotbar is full, it'll start here and it'll start working across all the way down to here. Once you're full, then it won't let you take anymore unless it'll stack. And as you can see, as I was taking items, if it was the same as something I had already, it automatically stacked it for me. So now we're going to close this. Let's talk about another key on the keyboard, the E. If you hit the E key, this brings up your inventory, your hotbar, your equipment, your crafting, and what you can craft. Okay, now let's talk about this real quick. Crafting. If you do this, this shows you everything in the game that can be crafted. Okay, not very useful because it's a lot of items, and actually I don't think it's showing everything because I'm not showing everything that you can craft, I believe, from a crafting table, which we don't have. So I typically keep it over here. This is the craftable items. Okay, some are in kind of gray, okay, and some are in red. The gray ones mean you have all the items, all the supplies you need to create that item. So like it puts, if I click on that, dark oak wood planks, okay, it automatically puts the wood in there because I had it. It was right there, and these are the planks. So you put something in here with the right pattern, and it will pop over here with what you can craft. Now if I do let's say I do this. Okay, this pattern. Well, it's showing that there's nothing I can do with that. If I go like that, I can make planks. If I take planks and I put them in here, I can make a button. Okay, if I do two, well, let's go back to like that, like I had it before with the logs. I call these the logs. They're wood blocks. These are plank blocks. So I can make sticks. Okay, there's some sticks. I can craft, if I go, what I'm doing here is I have the item in my hand and I'm left click and hold, and then I drag around and it'll put an even, it'll spread them out. So because I had 8, it automatically put 2 in each. Okay, this gives me a crafting table and I need that. Okay, so we're going to use that in a little bit. Then collect my items instead of leaving them in there. Oh, it's turning night. I better find a place to hide. Let's go over here. And I'll show you what I'm doing here in a little bit, in a minute. We just don't want to get ambushed right off the bat. Let's see, I need more. And then now if I go over here, I can choose doors. It automatically does the pattern for me. Left click once. Took 3 doors. I could make 3 more, but I'm not going to. I hit escape. That'll put the items back in my pack. Now we're going to put a door right there. Close it. Now nothing can get to me. Now let's talk about this. Building a little shack, a little dirt hut. I'm just basically making a little hole in the ground so I can protect myself from the mobs. They can't get to me, I can't get to them. I can open the door and go out, but the idea is protection. The torch will light up this area. It will light up a certain radius around it, and that'll keep mobs from spawning inside this room. Okay, now it's not very big, but I don't think anything could really spawn in here anyway, because I'm standing the only spot that's available. But if I was to take that out, it's pretty dark in here. So we do 9 for the torch. Put the torch there. Boom, we have a little light. Did you hear that? Maybe I heard something. I thought I heard a spider creeping around out there. I like oak doors. I like... Oh, that's a skeleton. That noise is a skeleton. It's the bones clinking against each other. I like the oak doors because you can see through them. If you do birch, you can't see through it, and being able to see through it is kind of useful. The mobs they'll get out here and they'll be up against the door anyway because they know you're in here, regardless, but at least I can see out and see what's right out there. So I like oak for most everything I build. Did I get any tools? Yes, I did. We'll come back to the map here. Let's move all this. Put this bread right there. I have for the purpose of consistency, I use the slots on the hotbar for specific things. I always have my torches on 9. I have my food that I'm going to use on 8. I usually put a sword here and a bow here, and then I'll have my tools and then maybe some blocks to build with, right there. So we've got that, we got that. Come on, show yourself. Let's see ya. So got a wooden axe. That won't last very long, but it'll allow us to cut down some trees quicker. And we've got a stone pickaxe. Pickaxe will allow us to break these blocks. Dirt blocks can be, you don't even need it. You can use your hand and you can break them down. Okay, but if you do that with this, see how slow that is? And once it breaks, you don't get anything. It's because you need to use a pickaxe. Now it can be a wood pickaxe, but wood is less durable than stone. So now if I go like that, oh, hey, look. See, there's some cobblestone. This is stone, and when you collect it, it turns to cobblestone. If you had an enchant on your pickaxe that called Silk Touch, then you could get regular stone bricks. We'll just open this up a little bit. Get a few blocks here. Nothing too big. And now you see on, let's look at my inventory. See the wood axe? It doesn't have the green bar down here like the pickaxe does. As you start to use an item, the first time you use it, it'll get a green bar. And as you use it, the green bar will slowly turn black, and the green will go down here like that. And once it's completely gone, the item is destroyed. It basically breaks. So at that point, you need to make another one. Now, what I'm going to do, let's see, I got one stick. Let's make another axe. We're not going to do too much here because this is mostly the tutorial on the interface, and we'll talk about some other things. So there's some more sticks. Close that. That puts the rest of the wood back in my inventory. Go back in there, and we want a stone axe. There we go. And then we'll put this stuff up in here. Now we'll use the wooden axe up first because it's pretty useless. Got a little more food there. Cocoa beans. That's not going to be of any real use at the moment. To get all these items back in your inventory, just hit E. They go back in there. You can go back in here. You can also, like there's some stuff in here. You can click on something else, and it'll change up what you've got. Let's make a sword. Yeah, let's make a sword. That way we have a weapon. Let's go out here and select number 1 for the sword, because I want to talk about the health and the hunger bars. The health bar is the hearts, and there's 10 hearts. They're broken into half hearts. Okay, so as you take damage, it can be half a heart. It could be a whole heart. It could be more than one heart. So as you take damage, let's see where is he? Oh, there's a spider. Boom! I got to take some damage. All right. And see, I got down 2 bars, or two hearts, but it regrows. And that is because the little drumsticks which is considered hunger, that's full. So if you're full on hunger, your health will regenerate. If your hunger is got some black, then your health will not. Then you're hungry and you need to eat. Your health will not regenerate. Now, right below those is a green experience bar. This experience bar, as you kill monsters, the monsters will drop little green globes, and those globes are experience points. And as you get experience, Where's that skeleton? He's hiding in the trees. I want him. See if he drops a bow. It's coming from the left. It's coming from like right in the middle. See over here? He doesn't even see me. Oh, he's come from the left. So he's over here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Okay. And see those green globes? Yeah, they put me up to level 1. And he didn't drop anything useful, so but see, as I use my sword, it takes a little durability damage, and there's a zombie down there and a cow. So, and we'll go over here and we'll grab this chest. So each tool has a different use. The axe works on wood objects, and it cuts wood objects down quicker. So that chest being made out of wood, I can chop it up quicker, and as you can see, it's down here on my hotbar. So now I am able to go and place this in here, and then we open this up and we shift, left click, and we can place all this stuff in here. We'll keep the food, and we'll keep the torches. Alright, let's talk about this map. This is something I don't typically use, but it can be useful, especially once you've made a base and you've got a pretty extensive base. Then you can make a map that shows you all the all of your base from up above. So we click on 6 where our map is, and then we right click and it shows us our map. Now we look down at the map. If we were looking up, we can see out where we're going. Look down at the map, and the little white arrow thing is showing where we're at, and you're able to, as you move along, it'll open up more of the map. Little brown grayed out area. Most games call that the fog of war. If I hold down the control key while I'm doing it, or just tap the control key, I can run. I can explore this area a little bit. So that's what the map's for. I don't typically use maps for anything. Oh, hey. Look at that. There's a hole in the ground. And the sand. Watch what happens when I hit the sand. Boom. It's because it had nothing underneath of it. Now see this sand here, it's on top of a sandstone block. Sandstone won't drop, so it's safe. If I took this block out, then those sand blocks would drop. So dirt will not drop. Sand and gravel will. So there are some physics. See this right here? The sand should drop if I was to boom like that. And jump back up here. Oh, there's some lava on the mountain over there. That little orange little lava flow. And then I think I saw, yeah, oh, there's a hole in the ground. That could be nasty. I didn't bring that dirt. Okay, we'll have to come cover this up. or maybe put a fence around it or something. And there's a big ravine down here, some more lava. Now if I hold down the shift key, and you got to be holding it down, see the character in the upper left hand corner. If you're holding it down, I can go right to the edge, and I keep going. He won't go over the edge. If I release, he'll stay right there. Let's see where he's at. He's on the edge. I don't like that. So hold down the shift, go to the edge, and you can look down. Lots of water flowing down, some lava. Wow, I don't know. There's some coal, and I think, oh yeah, some iron there, some more iron there. I think that looks like gold right there. That's far enough down for gold. Gold spawns at certain metals spawn at certain heights, so let's open this up. So I think that'll pretty much do it for explaining the interface and some of the controls on the keyboard. I think there's a couple more, but we won't worry about that. Escape key is your friend. If you're in if you're in something, just hit the escape. It'll back out. Oh, see, here's another hole. Stuff can spawn down here because it's pretty dark. There's some gravel right there. You don't want to walk on that because if there's nothing underneath of it, it might collapse. There might be lava down underneath, and then you die. So let's go back to this way. Don't lose track of where your stuff is. There's an egg, chicken egg. Take the egg, throw it. Nope, no baby chicks. And so that'll pretty much do it. I'm gonna do another video real quick on some of the mobs. I'll do that in creative mode real quick, and I'll get that posted, and then come back and play some more. Alright, see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you.